who need to cuck out to the mob, who need to cuck out to fucking Karens and shit like that, into angry vaginas, and weak men with small dicks. Okay, that one was a little weird, but what was I talking about? Shit, I went on. Oh, hatred. My aunt, my mom, who is gone to the dark side, and she'll mock and joke about nudists and the fucking fact that jokes about that shit, and it's like, you're not progressive. And I've been made fun of for things I've done in my past, which I will not address here, but let's just say it's, if real progressives would just been like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But some people have made jokes about it. I'm sorry, but this is why the Democrats are fucking racist, because, and I'm not saying that they're slave owners, but they think that, that I support gay marriage, that I support, black lives, that I support, certain organizations, minorities, that I can make jokes about it. I can use the N-word, I can do this, I can do... No. That doesn't mean you can. And yes, I've used that F-word. I'm going to stop using it. But the truth is, it's the fact that you're not honest about that. I use the F word because, you know what? It's a word. It's a fucking word that I'm also not using to describe this group, but certain individuals in power, like Tom Wolfe, or de Blasio, or any of these weak Democratic mayors, or any of the weak Republican mayors. Anybody who's in power who is a weak individual, who's a mediocre fucking person. You can use the N-word to describe white people, by the way. Which I've done several times, but I'm not going to tell you who. Or better yet, you know what I mean? It's like the Democrats, and then again, I use the word, I don't mean all Democrats, and I know I'm sounding like a fucking angry Republican here, but honestly, it's this bullshit of just not understanding anybody. It's like, okay, fine, if you're thinking you're a classic liberal, but you're making fun of fucking people who have a different lifestyle than you, then go to fucking hell, okay? I'm sorry, but do me a favor. Do me a big favor. Those people are closed-minded, and they just love to make fun of other people because they want that power. It's always about a power struggle with some of these people. And it goes to Republicans, too. I don't care if you're using religion or science, which, by the way, has become its own religion. If you don't believe me, what is the sign of religion? Like, if you look at science, it has become its own religion. There's symbols. You have the symbol of, Michelangelo's, the human being that with the four arms and the four legs. The sign of the atom, that weird atom thing. Or the sign of the DNA strand, or the biohazard strand, this from the Hagakure. You have the symbol of the nuclear. And you also believe, there's people out there who get indoctrinated and just saying, well, the science is settled. The science is settled, so nothing can be changed about it. Science is not a fucking settled thing. We used to think, and this is something crazy too, that 2 packs of cigarettes a day were good for you. Turns out it wasn't. Or that sugar, which, by the way, this is why you should not trust scientists when they start speaking shit about things, used to say that sugar was good for you and it curbed your, diet. It used to be, then they went after saturated fats, which, by the way, fats, I don't care if it's animal fats or any kind of fat, is good for you because your body needs that. We survive off that. It's good for your brain too, which, by the way, cholesterol is not bad for you either. High cholesterol is bad, but low cholesterol is even worse. Or pretty my favorite, but again, back to sugar. The sugar companies used to pay scientists. Yes, by the way, scientists can be bought out and sold, Bill Nye, and told different lies. And especially with this, why we have no religion anymore, and I think we need to bring it back. This doomsday cult shit, but let me talk about sugar real quick. Sugar companies used to buy out scientists to tell you that sugar was good for you. That high amount, refined sugar, it curbs your diet. It's like, no! It's like, for fuck's sakes, We used to do blood leading, and now we're saying that steak is bad for you? I'm sorry, but do me a favor. Don't ever mock a religion. Don't ever mock any religion when you start believing men in white robes. Oh, well, they believe in men in white robes who dress up like wizards, and it's like, what about the scientists over there who dress up in a white coat? It's the same fucking ordeal. The only difference is one believes in facts and logics, and the other one believes in, like, I get it. Oh, they have facts and logic. But you know what? If I said that, like, oh, just eating your boogers were okay, you would, if I was wearing a lab coat, you would fucking believe me. You know, it's this nonsensical bullshit that people are just... you have to be cautious about this shit. Like, science can become its own fucking religion. When you don't do your research, I actually got mocked at for not wanting to wear a mask in public by a fucking store. I was talking to this guy. It's like, well, maybe if you go to school and maybe you study it. Well, we have books in libraries. We have the internet. We have all this research we can get at the tip of our fingertips. We can go out and look at the fucking research. I don't have to go spend money at the fucking school to learn science. That's another thing. We've become intellectually lazy. That's the point I want to get to. And especially liberals, and even the right, and even libertarians have become intellectually lazy. They don't want to look up the research if this is true or not. I mean, my mom argues about the Spanish flu, which, by the way, liberals stop bringing up the fucking past because it doesn't help. It doesn't help. You want to bring up history to compare to now? I'm sorry, but history rhymes. If it repeats, it does. But if it rhymes, it rhymes. She keeps bringing up the Spanish flu and comparing this to fucking, this fucking outbreak. Which, by the way, we live in a, if anybody knew about the TikTok thing, about the TikTok nurses, or better yet, doctors coming out and saying that the coronavirus was just being overblown to bash Donald Trump and try to get Republican votes and try to control people's lives. Look it up. I mean it. Look it up. There was one doctor who was like, they're only any deaths they get and receive, they're gonna mark it up as fucking corona for fear mongering. Or better yet, anybody gets hurt, they're like, oh, they also have corona, we gotta keep the coronavirus numbers up. And also hospitals losing money because they were prepared for a mass, incarnation, a mass amount of people being like, oh, look, the hospitals are overflowing with corona. It's fear-mongering, people. And you're believing fucking wackadoodles and fucking white robes. You traded one religion for another. Oh, hail the mighty scientist. It's like, do your own fucking research on this. Or better yet, or find people who know this shit and kind of study it. Do your own fucking research. Nobody does because everybody's too busy on their fucking phones looking at, dumbass shit and puppies and dogs and fucking what have you, and dumbass fucking brain wasters. They don't do any goddamn research. Which I've done my fair share of research looking up shit too. So yeah. So don't fucking tell me I should go to school. Which, by the way, college is the biggest fucking hoax in the world. The biggest fucking con. Because they don't want you to broaden their mind. They want to narrow it, and they want you to think like they do. This is why I quit Temple. This is why. Because I wasn't being taught how to be a filmmaker, how to understand filming. Which, by the way, I want to become I should have listened to myself. I wanted to be an actor. That's all. The reason why I kind of wanted to make my own movies was to make different stories that were not the same fucking liberal hipster bullshit movies. Where you have these soy boy motherfuckers talking about how bad life is and It's make a fucking zombie movie for fuck's sakes. And I'm sorry, but please, I'm sorry. The intellectuals are just people who fart in cups and smell them. I'm just so fucking done with that bullshit. I got mocked for wanting to make a post-apocalyptic movie. Which, by the way, take a look at a movie like Cyborg, alright? You don't really need fucking sets. Just go out into the woods and find an abandoned building. And that's another thing that just fucking irks me to no fucking end. Just that's another fucking thing. But again, it's just we don't do any fucking research. We don't go out and say, okay, what's this about? What's this? Are they really true about this? Nobody does their own research. I mean, my teacher said that, to do that. But no, we don't do that anymore. We don't go out and we don't understand the mysteries of the universe because the science has been settled. And again, I'm not dissing vaccines. Like, these people who are anti-vaxxers, yeah, there's the crazy radicals, but there's also the people who are like, okay, we've been over-vaccinated a little bit too much. Why do we need a vaccine every fucking year that the flu virus comes out? Why don't we just get, like, our immunity systems are fucking perfect. But no, you mention that and they call you a science denier. You know, even though when you mention two fucking genders, they freak out at you and they say gender is fluid. It's not fucking fluid. There's two. I'm sorry. There's man and woman. And I'm sorry, I make fun of trans people because you know what, something? I'm tired of being lied to. Because I've recently, and I have to address this, I had to stop following somebody because it turns out this lady had a, you know, she was a chick with a fucking dick. Which is just a dude with boobs. And I was just annoyed. I wasn't upset, I was more like, really? Fuck. Good job, good, by the way, I'm not upset that you kind of fooled me. I'm just upset that you lied to me. Look, if you were to just say, oh look, I'm trans, I have a penis, fine. But don't like pretend that you're a woman just to get views, okay? There's people out there who are just weird who would like that. But if you have a piece of meat between your legs, tell me, okay? I'm tired of being lied to. I'm really fucking tired of being lied to. It just fucking pisses me off. And and again, I'm not trying to be somebody who's like, you know, some kind of like bigot. It's like, no, it's not about being a fucking bigot, okay? It's about being lied to. Alright? If I want to look at a naked dude, I will look at a naked dude or a sexy dude or whatever. But if I want to look at it, like, it's like getting a fucking hamburger, but then all of a sudden you get it turns out to be a fucking veggie burger. And you're like, I didn't order a fucking veggie burger. I'd order beef burger. If I wanted a veggie burger, I order one. Don't lie to me. Again, what was I talking about? I went on this fucking tirade. Jesus, Mary and Joseph went into a bar. This is what happens when you don't do morning coffees with James for an entire week. It pisses me off, goddammit. It really does. I mean, people kind of like are so freaked out about the science and all this shit. It has become its own religion. I think we need to bring religion back, but we need to address what religion is. And this is why I think psychology, is one of the greatest, is a really damn good, science field. It's not a lesser field because it is this, and again, as somebody who does believe in psychology, I don't distinguish the truth of fucking religion. Religion is there to give us spiritual movement. If we trust in, but if we blindly follow it, it doesn't help, and then we get the religious right again. It's the same thing with the left. They became atheists and nihilists, that they don't believe in anything, that they just gave up on God and they believe anything. People will believe anything. And you know what? It's the truth. And the truth is, it's it's this, why, Jordan Peterson, a man of science and high intellectual, believes in God, who is a Christian. Why there's a thing called the white pill. People need to start taking the God pill to get enlightened again, to be like, okay, I do believe in God. I also believe in gods too. I don't just believe in my God, the Judeo-Christian God. I also believe in Norse gods and the other gods, because sometimes you just need to believe, and it's not just being sometimes you think, okay, maybe Zeus is out there throwing lightning bolts at people. Maybe Thor is angry. Maybe Odin, shit happens. Weird shit happens that you can't explain. You try to explain it away by putting the science and the science. It's no. Sometimes you just gotta go. Just weird shit happens. And in the quote Bill Murray from Ghostbusters 2, listen, kitten, shit happens. Someone has to deal with it. And who are you gonna call? Or better yet, There are some things out there that people don't want to deal with. Some things that people don't want to acknowledge. And that's the truth. I mean, like, you need your skeptics, but you goddamn it, it gets annoying after a while when you're dealing with religion, because people think, oh, you don't believe in evolution, you don't believe in, science, you don't believe in. I do believe in science and evolution, but the Bible, they are, and I have to quote South Park, they are just stories that teach us how to be good, but we can learn from those stories. You know what I mean? Like, about suffering, about overcoming our suffering, about facing our shadows, about dealing with the unknown. I mean, hell, it's like video games. It's like, take a look at The Legend of Zelda. Dark Link. Dark Link is a shadow version of Link, of the hero. I mean, it's been done before in other video games and movies and television. I mean, take a look at, Batman. Who's Batman's shadow? The Joker. Or if you want to use that terminology. I mean, Batman is a great example of this, because all of his villains, his rogue gallery is so good because they're reflection of his different personality. The Riddler challenges his intellectual skills and his detective skills. Bane is a physical match. Bane, is already a tough bastard to deal with, and Batman has dealt with guys his size. But when Bane slaps that fucking venom and gets fucking huge, it's Batman trying to deal with a physical threat. Killer Croc, dealing with the animalistic version of himself. I'm trying to think who else. Mr. Freeze, that cold-heartedness that Batman has. He has to deal with that dark shadow of that. Poison Ivy. The dealing with loneliness and that sexual frustration. Catwoman is the same way, but Catwoman's more of a romantic interest. It's not really his dark shadow, but that idea of being free and liberated, in the sense of like, all right, I dress up as an animal and I go out and do fun shit. You look at, I'm trying to think who else. The Penguin, that greediness of money, using your money for no good. I'm trying to think. Two-Face, that dual identity. And the Joker, somebody who believes in an ideology and is willing to die for it. Same thing with Batman. Ra's al Ghul is another example, but he's not a son or a daughter of Gotham, but would rather see the world burn to rebuild it. And again, I'm going deep into this, but it's just, and I'm just saying this too, that we need to start bringing God back into the equation. We need to start bringing back not just religion, but faith and, belief. It's like, yes, you can, again, if you want to believe in Odin, go ahead. If you want to believe in Thor, go ahead. If you want to believe in the Norse gods, the Japanese gods, the Celtic gods, the African gods, which, by the way, they do exist. Look up Samdi. The Aztec gods, the gods of fucking the Native American tribes, the gods of, the different gods, like, look into that, and that's what we're like. And also, like, Carl Jung, look up Carl Jung. I mean, like, we need to face our shadow. We need to face the dark side of our lives. And that's why we're in such a mess right now, because nobody wants to deal with the evil side that, oh, I don't think like that. Oh, I do. Like, no, tell me this. How many times secretly you're driving in traffic and all of a sudden some black lady cuts you off? Don't lie to me that you've never used the N-word. Or but it's some white dude, some Asian guy. How many times have you ever used some Asian, slant? No, I don't mean slant and, eyes. I meant slant I meant slang, excuse me. Some evil some evil, like, insulting language. What? Don't tell me you've never, you've denied your shadow long enough and it's coming out and fucking punching you. This id is coming up. And that's why we have, like, the id and the ego. Or, excuse me, the super ego. Because we're the ego, and the id and the ego, or the shadow, or the light side and our shadows, the conscious and the unconscious. And secretly, yes. And I mean this too, like, we've been hiding our shadows, and this is why I don't trust zealots, and you must deny the sin, you must deny your dark side. Do not. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like Anakin Skywalker. Instead of being Luke Skywalker, who had to face and confront his shadow. Yes, he is angry. You know, he found out his masters lied to him. His dad's an evil bastard. You know, he lost his right hand, and when he confronted his father, he almost lost control until he said, "No, I am nothing like you or my dad or Darth Vader. Excuse me. I'm a Jedi like my father," and denied his. Like he said, "No, yes, I know what that dark side feels like, but the truth is that you're wrong, fucking Palpatine." And also Kathleen Kennedy, you destroyed Star Wars. You know, deny it. You know, these people, these people who preach equality, you know, secretly just want unlimited power. That's all it comes down to. It's a power struggle. They want that. Yes, I control you. Yeah. How do you like it now? I'm gonna ruin your life. I want the power now because I can do whatever I want. Yeah. It's that same fucking thing. It's a power struggle. If you deny your shadow, you will become like Palpatine, a power-hungry little bitch. And that's all I gotta say, because I've made this into an hour-long thing, and I'm glad to do these Sunday videos as hour-long. I'm glad I've got this all off my chest. If you don't, and by the way, if you've gotten this far, thank you. Thank you for joining me for an hour-long little episode. If you like this, please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'm going to use the same YouTube catchphrase, like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. But if you do like it, thank you. Thank you. Comment. You know, I've gotten comments that call me, "Oh, you're an idiot. Oh, you don't understand." Which, by the way, for all those who give me a nasty comment, you all sound like Napoleon Dynamite in your head. "Oh, you're some idiot? Like, I got in trouble for doing the Last of Us thing where it's like, "Oh, not everybody hates it. Didn't you look at the numbers, the sale numbers?" Which, by the way, are dropping, you dumb bastard. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I can do this every week, but I'll try. But then again, I might just do just a once a week kind of thing. So I hope you like this one. Take care, love you, and bye-bye. And remember, stay beautiful. And again, like, comment, and subscribe. And rip and tear. Peace.